So, as you heard, I'm doing my PhD at the moment, and I'd like to start by acknowledging the GRDC and the University of Adelaide for funding this, and also my supervisors, Tim Cavagnero and Lynn McDonald, for all of their support. So today I'm going to be presenting some data to you, with the conclusions that the incorporation of organic amendments into phosphorus management plans can have beneficial effects on mycorrhizas. And while organic amendments alone may not be able to meet crop phosphorus demands, combined use of organic amendments and with mineral phosphorus fertilisers can successfully meet crop phosphorus demands, and that bicarbonate extractable phosphorus gives a good indication of the phosphorus fertiliser potential of organic amendments. So before I present my data, first I would like to give you some background. Most phosphorus fertilisers are made from phosphate rock, which is a finite resource, and therefore alternative sources of phosphorus are becoming increasingly important. On the other hand, our waste, such as livestock manure and compost, contains a lot of phosphorus and therefore could potentially be used as phosphorus fertilisers. These materials are commonly referred to as organic amendments. However, the phosphorus that these materials contain can be both in an unavailable form and in an available form. And after addition of organic amendments to soil, the phosphorus in these materials can move between these two pools. For example, unavailable phosphorus can become available via the microbial mediated processes of mineralisation and solubilisation. And it's because of this that organic amendments may make really good slow-release phosphorus fertilisers. Arbuscular mycorrhizas are symbioses between plant roots and mycorrhizal fungi, in which the fungus grows into the plant root and extends into the soil. AM can improve plant phosphorus uptake because they can reach phosphorus beyond the root zone. And as well as improving plant phosphorus nutrition, arbuscular mycorrhizas can provide other benefits to plant health and can also improve soil structure and fertility. However, arbuscular mycorrhizas are negatively affected by mineral phosphorus fertilisers, but their response to organic amendments is still not completely understood. So I conducted two experiments, or I've conducted more than two experiments, but today I'm going to talk about two experiments. And the aims of the first experiment were to investigate the forms of phosphorus in the organic amendments and determine the availability of that phosphorus to wheat. So I analysed 2 chicken litters, a pig litter and a compost, and I analysed them for both the total phosphorus that they contained and the percent of phosphorus which was bicarbonate extractable. So the bicarbonate extractable method is essentially the same as Colwell phosphorus method, so it can give an indication of the availability of that phosphorus. And I found that the chicken litters had the highest concentration of phosphorus, but the pig litter had the highest percent of phosphorus, which was bicarbonate extractable. And therefore, we predicted that the pig litter would provide more phosphorus to plants if these materials were applied at the same rate of total phosphorus. I then tested this in a pot experiment in which I applied these organic amendments at the same rate of total phosphorus. And I also included a phosphoric acid treatment as a completely mineral phosphorus control, and there was a no phosphorus treatment. And I grew axe to determine early phosphorus uptake by wheat. And I found that, as expected, the pig litter did provide the most phosphorus to the plants. However, none of the organic amendments provided nearly as much as the phosphoric acid treatment. These results, along with others from this experiment, are discussed in detail in my paper, so if you're more interested in that, please look that up. However, the main conclusions from this were that organic amendments alone may not be able to meet crop phosphorus demands, but that bicarbonate extractable phosphorus does give a good indication of the phosphorus fertiliser potential. In the next experiment, I further investigated chicken litter with straw bedding. I chose to investigate chicken litter because it's a readily available organic amendment. And the aims of this experiment to investigate whether chicken litter can be effectively used in combination with mineral phosphorus fertilisers and to determine the effect of combinations of mineral and organic fertilisers on arbuscular mycorrhizas. I decided to pair the chicken litter with a mineral phosphorus fertiliser based on the assumption that the mineral phosphorus fertiliser would be able to supply an immediate source of phosphorus to plants to support early growth, while the organic amendments could provide a slow release of phosphorus for later growth and development. So once again, I set up an experiment where I grew wheat, this time for a longer time period. And I measured phosphorus uptake by wheat. And in this, so the first numbers in the treatment names refer to the amount of phosphorus supplied in the form of mineral fertiliser, and the second number refers to the amount supplied in the form of chicken litter. And you can see that with increasing, we found an increasing amount of phosphorus uptake with increasing additions of mineral phosphorus. When chicken litter alone was added, we saw low phosphorus uptake. But with combinations of mineral phosphorus fertiliser and chicken litter, there was sufficient phosphorus uptake by wheat. I then investigated the colonisation of these wheat roots by arbuscular mycorrhizas, and I found that there was a decrease in colonisation with increasing amounts of mineral phosphorus, high colonisation when only chicken litter was used, and also a reasonably high level of colonisation in most of the combination treatments. So the main conclusions from this experiment were that the combined use of organic amendments and mineral phosphorus fertilisers can successfully meet crop phosphorus demands, while at the same time reducing our reliance on mineral phosphorus fertilisers. And the incorporation of organic amendments into the phosphorus management plan can have beneficial effects on arbuscular mycorrhizas. So I'd like to thank the GRDC very much for inviting me to speak today and for my scholarship, and thank you all for listening.